안녕하세요. Hi everyone, this is Ariel, one half of Soju for Two, and this is my final review of Hakyo 2013 or School 2013, and I want to give you the cast first. So we have Jung Nara plays Jung In Jae, Choi Daniel plays Kang Se Chan, Lee Jung Suk plays Go Nam Soon, Park Se Young plays Sung Ha Kyung, Kim Woo Bin plays Park Hong So, and Kwak Jong Wook plays Oh Sung Oh. And so this show is interesting because it's a remake of a show from like the early 2000s. I don't know, it came out in like the late 90s. And it was a really popular show, and I've seen parts of the original because Gong Yoo was in it, and a bunch of other famous people were in it. So I've seen parts of it, but this show's a lot like Degrassi or something if you're from like Canada or North America. So it's about the life of high school students and teachers. So what's interesting about this, I think like right from the beginning, I liked it and I was drawn into it because I'm a teacher here. So I just sort of was fascinating to see like the world of teachers. And I think the show totally took a different direction than what I was thinking it was going to do. And I thought there would be like a love story in it, but there's no love story in the plot. It's really just about sort of the relationship between two best friends and the drama that goes on at school and sort of the teachers that fight for them. The fight for the students, to stay and to finish school and all those things. So it was a little bit unexpected for me where it was going. Love triangle. So there really isn't a love triangle. Like, it's clear that Go Nam Soon and Sung Ha Kyung like seem to have something bubbling under the surface, as well as the two adult leads, Jung In Jae and Kang Se Chan. But and they were in Babyface Beauty together, and Go Nam Soon was in Secret Garden, and Kim Woo Bin was in Gentleman's Dignity, and also, like the Vampire Idol show. And so we've seen the people before, and we do like them. And I was just sort of surprised that there wasn't a love story to this, so that's not an issue here. Misunderstanding. So, like, the biggest misunderstanding, I think, is clearly between the two young male leads, and the sort of the fight that they sort of went through, and how they, fell out of friendship, and how they come back together. So, I don't know, I think, like, the funny thing about this is that even though there isn't any sort of love story, like, the two of them seem to have a pretty strong bromance going on. I watched the special, which came out, because 16 episodes, and there was, like, a special the day after, and I actually watched part of it on TV at, like, a restaurant, and then I watched it subbed on Drama Crazy, and it was really funny. I mean, they were really poking fun at, like, clearly how intense these moments were. There seemed to be a bit of sexual tension there, but maybe not. And then Bad Guy Turned Good. So I'd say, like, obviously, like, Namsoon and Hyungsoo were both, like, kind of edgy and not trying hard. They both turn around. And then the big Bad Guy Turned Good is Oh Jung-oh, Kwang Jung-uk's character. And it's not that he almost turns around, as you just sort of see, like, he realizes that he's not going to be, like, he's not going to go to college, this isn't his path, and instead of just being, like, a gangster, he's going to try to work and try to have a good life. So it's kind of a sad, bittersweet ending for his character, but it does seem more realistic, so, I don't know. Not everything always ends up with everyone in college and happy, so I think that was pretty good about the show. Fashion, so they wore uniforms most of the time. I'd say the teacher fashion is pretty, like, accurate of what teachers wear here. The only thing I didn't, like, they didn't wear slippers, which we wear in school, the teachers. They were wearing regular shoes. Also, they didn't really comment on how cold it is all the time, but we know how cold it is in schools. Music. So this theme song for this kind of has that, like, it's like Dream High. It has that epicness. Every time you hear it, you're like, oh, I know that song. So it was pretty good. And, oh, it was really cute during the special when they were, like, the singer came out and sang the song. A bunch of them were, like, crying and sad that it ended. So you could sort of sense that feeling that the show really was, like, very tight-knit. And even when they just showed the classroom, like, something about that was very authentic. Like, the way they were playing and everything they did. That's how kids really are here. Let's see, kisses. So no kisses, piggyback ride. I guess, yeah, Namsoon picks Ha Kyung up when she, like, passes out from taking some sort of, like, study-enhancing drugs. So there are a couple moments like that, but not really. I would say that for me, I'm going to give this drama overall, like, an 8. I think it was really good at sort of showing life in school, even though a lot of it was overly dramatic. And I think that it had a really strong like pull for sort of the friendship and how hard kids' lives are and how like little things just seem like the end of the world, but then they can sort of get over it once they start maturing. So I did like how that was really portrayed. I would say that I was a little disappointed that there wasn't a love story. I mean, you have Daniel Choi in this, and I just really wanted there to be like, you know, a sweeping moment, but there wasn't. So I'd say it was really cute, and I know why young kids love this. I'm sure like younger, you know, if you're in high school, even starting college, like you would give this a 10. And I totally understand why, because there's something about it that really seems to understand like that young, like everything is so dramatic lifestyle and mindset. So I do think it's a good show, and I hope they make like another season of it. I mean, maybe a different cast, but it was, I think, good. So I gave it an 8, but that's not because I didn't think it was something worthwhile for younger people, for the audience they were intending. I just think that I wish there had been a love story, so I can't give it a 10. But I did like it, and I recommend watching it. Bye, guys.